Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus. Today we're going to be playing some more Factorio as ever on a Saturday. We'll be continuing on with the Angels playthrough, which I should probably start. And thank you very much, Evie Hoover, for the follow on Twitter. It's much appreciated, and welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Bung, bung, bung. So basically, I did play a little bit. It's incredibly loud in my headphones. Seems okay on the stream volume though, so hopefully that's not too bad. Yes, so I did play a little bit during the week. In fact, I played a lot of Factorio, but I've started a SpaceX playthrough. Completely the wrong button. Yes, so this I did some tweaking. What I discovered, because I was really struggling. In fact, let's drive over there. I was really struggling to get enough salt water, basically. Or what's it called? It's salinated water or what have you. And it turned out that's because there is a salination plant, which seemed like a bizarre concept. Opposite of a desalination plant, I guess. Oops. Keep crashing into that cliff. I should get rid of it, really, shouldn't I? If I keep crashing into it. That's good, dude. There we go. Yes, so I built some salination plants, and I added one on because they seem to be really energy heavy. We are really struggling for power. But yes, so this here is a salination plant, and it's quite slow, but it produces a heck of a lot more saline than this thing here, which I put speed modules in. So I was really struggling to get the saline in. And the basic problem was this stuff. The whole rocket production was just completely dead because this guy wasn't thumping them out. This looks like it's actually now... Yeah, it's properly saturated, so we could add in a little extra belt so it's a bit quicker. At loading, but yes, so this now is properly running. You know, it's got loads of these sodium hypochlorites, and this is all backed up now, so none of that is problematic. And as you can see, it's not quite running at rate because I think the hydrazine is still slow. Probably need another machine, really. Oh, we're running out of ammonia. Okay, that's the other gas. I did not realise that. Why are we running out of ammonia? Where's that coming from? Ammonia's coming from... Because that's that one, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So that's this. So we... Okay, so they are kind of running as fast as they can. They're not struggling. But it looks like I only put one speed module in. Oh, I've not got any more speed modules. That'll be why. That's presumably why I was over at the other bit of the base. Yes, so we're kind of maxing out what we can do. Excuse me, I've had this tickly throat all week without actually getting any kind of cold. But as you can see, it's all backed up here now, and it's all backed up here. So we could stick on some more of those without too much of a problem, because we are now 2/3 of the way to a rocket. So once we'd done a rocket, we would call this series done. Still intending to stick to that, but of course we'll then have a whole stream to fill up, which is what all these researches that it's blasting through are doing, because there are alternate ways to produce iron and steel, and iron and steel is sort of where we're struggling still. There is the whole bio side of the game, or the mod, which I am completely uninterested in doing. I should have probably uninstalled it, really. But yeah, so there's all this stuff here. It seems to just go up in level now, up in machines, you know, faster and faster machines. Some of these we're obviously not building, so I guess we should build some of them. But, you know, there's like the pallet press, and then it's just metallurgy 4, metallurgy 5, or processing 3, or processing 4. So it's just stepping up the levels. There are these, which involves this coolant stuff. So I think that's probably a different level again. I guess I could stick some of them on, but it just feels like way more than we would actually manage to get to. Given that, I'm struggling for steel, we would have to find somewhere to build it all. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it for now. They're all actually quite low-level techs as well. So, sort of red and green and blue. So, I think really I should probably have... Where's my car gone? Oh, it's all the way over there. I should probably have done this earlier, that should have been more of a priority earlier on, but we obviously got doing other things. Okay, so we'll head back to base, or the main base. Wait. Oh, we'll crash into this chemical factory, obviously. I never picked these up from when I was building them the first time. Get them then. But yes, the big problem is power. I think I'd said that... what I would probably actually do if I was continuing this on is nuclear. So I'd start the, Covrex and all that sort of stuff, or this game's version of that. It is more complicated. I'm going the wrong way again. Oh dear. Excuse me. Yeah, it's more complicated from what I can tell, so I don't know when we'll start that. What we can do, I guess, is try and work out what new things we've got that we kind of need to build. So these all require ore processors. Chemical furnace. Turns pure ores into ingots, can handle liquid fluids. As opposed to solid fluids. Processed iron and coke. So the ore processor is new. I think the powder mixer is sort of new in that I've had it a while. But I haven't actually... I'm not building it anywhere. Advanced chemical... so it's on my list. So maybe I am building it somewhere. We have unlocked a few... what's that? That's the boiler, isn't it? Yeah. I've unlocked a few more levels of things, so we could add those in. But I'm just a bit wary about adding more stuff in, given that we're so stretched for... steel in particular. What's that? Blast Furnace 2. So we do have Blast Furnace 3. Gaseous fluids. So I guess we could do this chemical furnace. If we put it on here. So we got all of them, apart from steel, as we know. And this one's setting to... Chemical furnace 1. 10 of them. Why have you put that in there, bots? Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some... I think I'll turn that on. Get rid of some rubbish. But ore processors and pellet press are definitely new. So we just find somewhere random to put them in. Yeah, go on, let's pop them over here. So... pellet press. I fill them up because it doesn't have filters on it. Where have you got pellet press? Network. What else do we gain? I guess we technically had the ore processor too, but did I do chemical furnace or was it? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? But say no steel whatsoever. It's a real problem. It's a real problem. In fact, it's a horrendous problem. Caused by what? Is this sulfur thing again? It is, isn't it? Fluid ingredient shortage. It's not putting out enough oxygen and stuff, is it? Hydrogen or no, oxygen for that. Yeah, we need way more oxygen up there now. Okay. I mean, we've got 10 of them. 20 of them, in fact. So maybe we go and just stick them in. Again, it's very much a vicious cycle because, yeah, we're very short on power. Because we don't have steel. Because we don't have steel production. Let's go and put them in, because then hopefully maybe it'll chunk through more of the sulfur. I've got to be missing the point somewhere on that sulfur. There's got to be some, you know, awesome way of getting rid of it, using it, what have you. I mean, I know it's in the infinite ores, but that doesn't actually seem to use very much. So say it just feels like I've missed something, not understood it. Oops. Did I get any? I got 2. The other thing I could do, of course, is just put it in chests, basically. We have some really, really big chests. Love a big chest. But I don't think I've got them here, have I? Because I emptied them out. Okay, we'll put them in normal chests then. Just sort of fill it up, really. Get rid of it. Because say we're not playing this indefinitely, so. Okay, so that's plenty of storage for sulfur. And as it happens, that's dumb, isn't it? Because we do actually need that sulfuric acid, so... we need to add that on, like up here somewhere. That's better. And now it is doing sulfuric acid. While it's also doing the sulfur dumping. Right, so hopefully that should help a little bit. But I kind of just need to work out how this... I mean, there is another option. We could just switch over to the SpaceX save. How close is this to launching? 78 of 100. Almost there, basically. Almost there. So we're looking for sapphire, really. Okay, a couple of big patches up there. In fact, 3. So maybe we'll head up to that area. Yeah, let's do that. Because I don't actually know how this new one works, so we'll have to work it through. Can I get through any of them? I can just sneak through them. So, let's have a look, because this is sort of a problem of where I am with it, because we have to properly set this up, so mine it and all that sort of stuff. But what else I want to look at, because it's this stuff, it's the pellets and all this sort of stuff. See, that takes limestone and coke. How do we make limestone and coke? But isn't it this thing I want, really? What I want to add on, I think, is sheet steel coil, don't we? At the moment, I'm making 4 steel plate, I think. Let's hop out. So, at the moment, we're doing that recipe. And what is that? That's got the wibbly icon in it. So it's that one. So that takes 40 molten steel and makes 4 steel plate. This one takes 80 and makes 2. Also requires water. I'm just wondering if I can add it on, basically. Or replace, or what have you, rather than do an entire new build. And that would be quicker and easier and more in keeping with the size of the stream. So we take 4... we get 4 out of 40. So how is that better? It's not better, is it? Because we take 4 steel plate. Sorry, take 40 molten steel and make 4 steel plate. So 10 molten steel becomes 1 steel plate, right? This one, we take 80 steel and we get 2 sheet steel. Sheet steel coils. So in other words, 40 becomes 1 steel sheet. And then 1 steel sheet becomes 4 steel plate. So it's no better. It's quicker, I think, because that's 4 seconds. No, it's not even quicker. Let's go back. And we can use the rate calculator to just confirm that that is basically no different. So what's the point in that then? Is it that we can make sheet steel easier in a different way? But that was made out of molten steel. So all the sulphur's now gone. Why are we still not working? Because you can't get it out of sapphirite. You're full of chunks. Chunks is backed up like you wouldn't believe. Because iron is just being used. So, this recipe is that one, but I would need casting machine 2, I think, for this one, don't I? Strand casting machine. So it's a different machine altogether, right? I think given we've nearly launched a rocket. How about... Why are you doing this? Oh, you're off. Well... So it's like a train's worth. What I'm thinking here is we just sort of limit that. And then what would that be? That would be 1,000 in each? 2,000 in each. 1,000 in each. So... Huh! I didn't realise that. So full cargo basically works on... if you've got it limited, then that like counts? That's interesting. Never knew that. Cool. Right, so that should also get us a load more steel, is the point, in our... What have we done with the car? Up there, okay. Basically, when we go back, this will all go into the storage, and then, you know, our actual steel will be used. I've lost the car again. Where am I going? Over there. But yeah, the you know, the stuff in that I've got here will be picked up. and used for production of everything. But what I also need to check is, did I set this up? So we should have strand casting somewhere. If this is properly set up. I do not see it. Is that it? No. What about these ones? Induction casting. No, so there should be a strand casting machine. And we want them. Oh! Somebody put a flare stack in the way. So, we need to make... See, I've got random stuff in here. Strand casting. And I want to set that to there. Tell that we want 110. Bring it all in. Including hopefully all this steel. What are the ones I had in on here? They were one of them. Don't need this to do anything. Full of junk. Well, we could also... I mean, I don't really need 20 electrolyzers now, do I? Don't need 3 air filters, I don't think. Might do. But we never know. Liquefiers, chemical plants, don't need them. I don't think. We might need blast furnaces. Might need powder mixers. Sleeve filtration units. Flotation, we might need some of them, we don't know. Salination plant, I don't think we need. Hydro plant, probably not. Washing plant, possibly. What about that? We probably don't need any clarifiers. Everything is sufficiently clear. I'm probably going to turn that down to 50. I don't even know why it's on 100. What do we need all this rail stuff for? I mean, we might need it for actual rail stuff, but we don't know. So let's not go mad. The things we don't know that we need. We've got a crawler thing. We don't need that. Where is it? Oh, is it not on the list? What's that? Okay, don't need them. These are the big ones I was talking about, the big chests. Don't need 1.2k of that, I don't think. So, let's go and see if we got some of these. So, we got a couple of them, haven't we? Or have we got none? I don't see them on there. Yeah, we've got a couple of those now. So we can actually go and experiment with the recipes. I think. Let's give it a go anyway. Okay. I'm basically trying to work out what is the benefit of this. At the moment, it just seems to be a different way of doing exactly the same thing. You know, with no improvement. So what does a strand caster give us that a normal caster doesn't? What's the point? So this thing, what does this do? Takes in molten steel. This is what produces molten steel, having taken in steel ingots. So they take in molten steel. This now takes in molten steel and puts out the steel sheet casting. And I believe we would use one of them to turn that into that. So productivity, items per minute, 1200. So for example, we've got 8,110 being produced. 1,200. So we can't build enough to simulate that, can we? No. So that's 3,600. 5,000. Just would one of them suit? So 2,700. 2,400. Sort of similar. So, I don't know if the maths stayed. So, are they... Well, net machines 0.33 of that one. Molten steel. That's the one making molten steel, isn't it? Yeah. So we've actually got more here than we could use. We're not feeding it, you see, so it sort of doesn't matter. But yeah. Steel ingots. Yeah, so I was just balancing up, you know, approximate the time, wasn't I? But basically that part of it would produce the 8,100. They're only consuming 2,400, so 8,000. So 2, 4, so that'd be 5, what, 4, 8. So like 6 of those would kind of do the same as these. Process the same, so they're... No, I didn't do that. Because they're safe. So 7,200 into 720. 2,400 into 60. And then what does this do? 150. So these two only produce 60. But that process 150. Alright. Yeah, we need 3 more of them. So this doesn't seem to be any better as such. Okay. So why is that an improvement? It isn't, is it? Maybe the improvement's here, basically. So maybe this is where we need to be looking at it, really. 2 processed iron. So these are the ore processors, aren't they? Pellet press. So that's made in a... It would be this side of it. I think. So this one takes in iron ore and makes iron ingots. I guess if we look in here, we could look at iron ingots just generally. And look at all the ways of making iron ingots. Slag. Iron ingots, craft. So there's level 1, takes 24. That is 1-to-1, basically. Level 2. Is that level 2? I don't know if it's level 2. So that takes 24. So it produces the same amount from 8 processed iron. That uses iron pellets. And then that's something different again. I don't think we're anywhere close to doing that recipe. So both do 24 ingots, iron ingots each time. But one uses 24 iron ore, one uses 8 processed iron, and 8 iron pellets. Okay. So, oops. In terms of processed iron, so 4 iron ore become 2 processed iron. So 4 become 2. So that's effectively 16 iron ore becomes 24 iron ingots. Okay, that is a lot better, isn't it? And then for this one, iron pellets. What are these all made in? Pellet presses. So that's made in your blast furnace. That's made in a pellet press. And that's made in your ore processor. Okay, so it looks like it's really the iron side of it that improves. And then, of course, I can take, because it becomes this iron ingot stuff, that's where it gets a lot better. Okay. Now, I think we might have... Do I care about the copper? Because we then have the iron sheet coil. So presumably that's even better, but... And that's the cooling one. Okay. So does that mean I could make Blast Furnace 3? I could. Could I? Yeah, so we do technically have Blast Furnace 3. No pellet press on here anywhere? Okay, so we're not making pellet presses. Okay. So it looks like we can tear this up and basically... I mean, this was always... Because this turned out to be basically redundant anyway, which is why we got so much iron flowing through. So we would have to tear this up, I think, all of it, basically. Which is fine, but... okay, we need to go back and make... whatever they're called. Where did the blast furnaces go? Because you got them somewhere, I think. Is that where you are? Yeah. So I want blast furnace 3 here. Anything missing? Obviously steel. So this would become blast furnace 3. You need a little signal to say, just make me blast furnace 3. Okay. Never made the red circuit build, did I? Oh, what I didn't do, which I started, was this. I haven't finished off this extra power thing. So what we need to do really is like pop our roboport in, because then they'll build the rest of it, and I need to go and hook it up to, oops, another pump and stuff, or 2 pumps here. 2 pumps. Johnny 2 pumps. We need to kind of do another split here. That. We need to work out how we're going to get. Oops. Get water to it. Over this way. Water pump, water pump, water pump. Don't live where you'd think they would. Water treatment. Okay. Call EO. Yeah. It's going to be annoying if we do that. Right. I could maybe put them somewhere a bit better. Or here and here, maybe. There we go. Oh, you're gone all red. Why are you gone all red? Okay. Look, I'll do this little bit, and then you're gonna have to do the rest, bots. Okay. Yes, so this should hopefully... oh, what it would do, if this was anything like a proper belt... Wait, where's this coming from? Mysterious coal... oh, we got... oh, okay. It's a coal train. Oops. A mysterious coal train. There we go. So, that should help out with the power when they build it. But we are now basically running sort of 50% on steam. You're not going to build that in? Seriously, guys. Am I going to have to do everything? Should be up here, shouldn't it? There we go. Why are you not taking them down? Pick up 40. We get on with it then. Nah, it'd be because it's the slow bots, basically. Could be, or could be them that are struggling to move around, I guess, maybe. Yeah, possibly. Yes. So hopefully that will fill out. Fingers crossed. And we'll get some more power on the go. I'm guessing our rocket is probably ready to go. Yep. Okay, so we could do that. That would get some space science. I'm wondering if... Oh, we haven't even done yellow on that. But yeah, we could then do... Oh, it's 2,500 though, isn't it? Would it be worth doing something like bot speed as well? How much is that? That's only 1,000. So we'll be able to do one of them. I'm hoping that affects the crawler bots as well. Yeah, crawler cargo robot. Yeah. So we'll make them quicker as well, which will be a help. Yeah, it seems... So, I think I prefer this actually over a Bob's. I think I said that before, but it's probably more than I'm really interested in doing is sort of the problem. So, if I was playing this on my own without, as well as stream, or I had been, I had got trapped in doing too much work, and I've been able to spend some time doing it, I think we'd be in a lot better place because I could do with, properly ripping down. I think now. I know I was trying to keep it, almost for an aesthetic purpose of doing a kind of deliberately semi-spaghetti type build, but I think it's gotten to a point of horrendous inefficiency now. We're also running a lot of machines, or powering a lot of machines that are literally doing nothing. Do with a proper, sensible rail network, etc., etc. So, yeah, it's my own problems that I've created, but even so. Okay, let's have a look then at what this would all look like. We take it apart. I bet they're going in my trash, aren't they? Yeah. So what are they? It's all of this stuff over here, isn't it? No? Induction furnaces. Maybe. What are you? You're an induction furnace too. Oh, so what are those ones then? Casting machines. Let's just keep them. Made of tough stuff, the engineer. There's picking pipes up here that are full of molten iron and molten steel. Okay. What are these? These are blast furnaces. Have I got them? Well, blast furnace 3 actually, so actually you can... Oh, you more casting machines. Oh, I filled it up. Okay. Let's just find out spare space. Chuck the pipes in maybe. Let's set the belts in for now. And the inserters. So if we chuck those out the way as well. Forgetting the cardinal rule, always pick up the inserters first. There you go. Could and probably should get the bots to do this, but if I do this, it'll assign most of it to the network. Wow! Okay. I think I accidentally hit the robo port, didn't I? So yeah, we'll eat all of this back. Maybe I can do that and do it again. See what my bots will grab. Okay. Let's pop these partly processed materials away. See how much of that I can pick up. Not all of it. Okay. The logistics thing on. Right. So. The new process is based on iron ore still. No, processed iron it starts with, doesn't it? So we would need to take iron ore and make processed iron. Is that the only way of making processed iron? Yes. Let's just check. I haven't got anything else. Yes, so you take iron ore in an ore processor. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure we've got a couple of those. Haven't we? No? Ah. Did I not load them on? Can't see it. So... Ah, I didn't. Okay. I'll have to wait for them to come then. I've not got any of them. Oh, we wouldn't because... Okay. It was the level 1s I added in, isn't it? No. I'm in the network. Okay. Did I not add these in? Isn't that it there? No. I didn't put them on, did I? Can't see him. Dang. Okay. Let's... Don't think I can copy it though, because I've not got... If I do that... Okay, we'll have to head back again. Dang! In which case... Oh no, I'll leave that there. Oh, we have a train jam. Okay. Why so? Oh! You're trying to go that way. Junctions are too close together. So that should be one of them, shouldn't it? Hmm. Yeah, everything here should be chains to avoid, excuse me, trains trying to go through and getting stuck. Excuse me. Actually, probably do that one as well. It's all too close together, really. Especially this. Crossroads. Right. You're coming for my stuff, are you? Grab my stuff. I guess just put it here. What is that? Strand casting. Okay. No, it's the ore processor. 1 and 2. Recipe. Ore processor. Oops. Don't put them in there. Ore processor. 2. Got the thing. Put you on the network. 10 of one, please. Doot. Now that will take absolutely ages. On the way 3. We're doing well with clay bricks then. Yeah, brilliantly. Item ingredient shortage. Yeah. Guess we could try and hand make a couple. But if I've got any clay bricks on me. Don't think I have I? Ah, dear. Scuppered by some clay bricks. So you're lacking lime. You're producing lime. But you are blast furnace 1. We could certainly make you into a blast furnace 3. That would certainly help. Okay, well, that's a bit more clay brick. So we got lots more panels in from me dumping that steel in manually, basically. It has helped out. Okay. We made any of these. Not a one. Not a sausage. On the way 108. How does that work then? Logistics storage minus 90. Well, there's not 108 on the way then, is there? There's like 20 on the way. Oops. Why have I got so many steel boxes? Did you at least fill... You did fill in the steam engines. Okay. Well, that will also be helping. Looks like it's getting the accumulators fully charged as well. All we need is a couple. Or is that the stone? I think that might be the clay brick now. I think we've got steel furnaces somewhere. I can also, I can just grab what's on here. Liz, it'll then empty out that box. So I'll have to go on. Kind of beat the bots. There we go. Yeah, so we do have a steel one. Cool. Kill. No, don't. What have you done with them? Oh, you're giving them to me. Oh, we got 3 anyway. Okay. That's cool. I hadn't realised it had made any. I guess that's why it's empty, because it's bringing them to me. Right. So, we now got ore processors. Which hopefully is the only thing I've forgotten. It almost inevitably won't be, though. It's really organised and well planned out stream, this one, isn't it? Not just me fiddling around. Because actually the series is over and I don't really know what I'm doing. Cool. So, what we should actually be doing here then is sticking this ore into an ore processor to get us iron ore. Now, how much do you actually process? You process, in terms of, we're delivering a red, well, we're not really, but let's say we're delivering a red belt. Then we would need 10, which we obviously don't have. Well, popper, well, actually. So you just pump out, how quick are you then? 2 seconds, 2 processes, so not very quick at all. So we'll pop that on there. This would say pop it in like that. In fact, why don't we do it on the other side? Okay, so in theory, what's that? That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We could do 5 of them like that. Okay. Now, 0.63, where's the math off? Oh, well, these are only, yeah. Does it even count those? It doesn't say. No, so 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. So that should be a belt, a red belt. But it isn't, because, you know. Oh, I've got those in the wrong place as well. How have I done that? Pop some lights on. Oh! What the heck have I done? So that should be there. And that'll be next to it. Yeah, got very confused there. Hello, Scarface. Hello, when Bob and Angels with components and big biters. I'm not sure what you mean. So, are you asking when I'm going to do that, or I'm actually going to move on to SpaceX after this, because it is basically done. This, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's not. There's loads of stuff that's left, but the biological stuff, I just no, just not interested. But we've got a rocket ready to go, and that's where I'm going to end this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm not actually sure what you mean by components. I know there's a big biters mod. Right, so that's the, what are they called? Processed iron. So then what do we do with processed iron? Don't we turn it into pellets then? We do. So we take... Have I got these? I bet I've not made them either, have I? Oh, no, I have. Phew. So we then take pellet presses. Oops. Apparently. And do what? Press them into pellets, presumably, being pellet presses. So we take those. Now, is this... This can't be 1-to-1, because it takes 3, I think, isn't it? So... Oh, no, opposite way round. So if that's generating 0.1, they generate more. So this would actually produce more than a red belt. Okay. So I don't know how many of these I've actually got on me. I think it is 10. Alright. What happened there? My mental maths was rubbish. Oh, 0.05. I misread that. So 2 of them is 0.1. And that produces 0.1? No, that produces 0.05. Okay. So 2 of them is 0.1. They process 0.1 and produce more. So it should match, but it doesn't. Am I getting wrong there? Whoops. I need a calculator. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's because this isn't a red belt, is it? No, it uses a red belt. It's only going to produce half a red belt. Okay. So the maths does work. I'm just being a complete idiot. I could direct insert that then, couldn't I? If it is literally 1 to 1. I mean, they both have... Well, no, only that one has module slots. Can I get prods in there? No, you can't put prods in, so it's all a bit pointless that then, isn't it? So yeah, let's direct insert that then. I bet the maths goes different, you know, when it's a higher level version anyway. So let's delete them. And then add them back in. Like so. Take all of this. Stick that in. So, that then is making a yellow belt. If it's half a fast belt, it must be a yellow belt. That's what they call maths. Right. So these are be the pellets. What do we do with pellets then? Don't we turn them into ingots directly? We can do. Oh, I forgot it doesn't let me do that. So iron pellets usage. We'll then make them into iron ingots if we add in limestone and coke. Okay. So we need to get limestone and coke. Coke, we just crush coal. Just crush coal. Huh. We can use sulfuric wastewater. Oh no, we get sulfuric wastewater. We don't want more of that. Crikey. So much sulfur, I'm drowning. Oh, crikey. I bet that's really useful. I bet. So if I just crush some coal, because we've got coal right here and right now, but we take a crusher, which we know we've got because we've been using hundreds of them. We've not got level 3s then. Is that just because I'm not in the network? Yes, just not in the network. Okay, so we'll wait for them to arrive. But that's basically a yellow belt of pellets. And we can take the pellets. I've clicked on the wrong thing. Clicked on the technology. It's going to be awesome when we get the Factorio PDF. I don't actually find any of these. The recipe one is actually better. I don't know why I installed this. I don't know that useful. That intuitive to use. But it's because they're working around the systems and what's available. So it's not a bad thing. It's just so usage. We want limestone and coke. Okay. In what ratio though? So we would want if we're making a full belt of that, then we would want like a quarter of a belt of each of those, wouldn't we? Yellow belt is. Because it's 4 to 1. So this could be on 2. This could be a half belt each side. If we twiddle out with this and get this to be I bet some crawler bot has got that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's busy trying to put it somewhere that we don't really want it to go. But the point is, what what machine do we process the pellets in? Done it again. Usage. We use blast furnace 3. Okay. Have I got... Yes, I've got blast furnace 3. Now, you're going to take iron pellets and the other stuff. So how much do you actually make and slash use? Because we're in a transport, but we're making a transport belt's worth of pellets. And one of these machines processes a quarter of a belt. Okay. So 4 should basically use up our belt. Bit over. Ever so slightly over. Can we get prods in it? It's quite ungenerous with the prod modules is the other thing I'd say. You have to put in quite a lot. You can't put in any, basically, not put in quite a lot. Which is all a bit stingy. Oops. Okay. So if we put, say, that there, that there, make sure that's on the end. Oh, they also need fuel, do they? Can they not use coke as fuel? Oh, not they don't. No, they produce ingots, which is okay. So we might need to punt this over, which would be annoying because we're going to have quite a lot of stuff coming in. They must be able to use coke as fuel, surely. And that's like what a blast furnace is. Let's do that then. And assume we can output with long-handed. Don't know where we're getting the limestone from. That's the big question. Crushers then. It wasn't. Was it crushers? No, surely not. Crushed coal. What are we using crushed coal for then? Because we need coke, don't we? Coke. We must, I'm sure, we must crush it and then... How do we make coke? Oh, from crushed coal. Okay. In a regular furnace. Regular furnace. Okay. I don't think I got any of them. I mean, I do. But I'm not sure in the... Did I put them in my main base? Let's see. Not in network. Okay. Because we've got them down in the sciencey bit, obviously. Yes, we have. Okay. So we get it to bring us some of those. Don't I also need to actually crush the coal, though? Crush coal. Yes. Has it brought me the ore crushers that I asked for so politely long ago? No, it hasn't. So lazy. So lazy. Cool. How are we doing? On the way. So we got 6. 10 of that on the way. Oh, we're getting more pellets, okay. More processors, cool. Trouble is, it tends to assign them to these blowing crawler bots, which hold an enormous amount, are so slow. Maybe I could wander around the login network. Yeah, about to wander out the edge. Come to me, bots. Come to me. So this one's probably holding all 50. Which is great, but... yeah. Haven't got the patience. What about... that's belts. It's one of the reasons there's so much junk in a lot of these chests, because they'll have tried to bring me something, I'll have run off and knackered up the order. It's just bolts. Here we go. Yeah, all 50 in one go. And what are you doing? You're doing crashes, okay. Oh, actually, we should wait for them. Where the heck are they coming from then? You got them. Oh, there we go. No, that's ore processing. Those look like crushers there. Why are you taking them down that way? They keep arriving from that direction. I don't really quite understand why. Okay, so let's make ourselves... in fact, we'll extend the network a bit. So they can kind of bring us things as we work. Maybe someone over here. For good luck. Where did that coal go? So this is the coal, right? My proposition is that we take the coal down here, we crush it, and then we whatchamacallit it. Whatever the furnace is going to do. Bake it? I don't know. So if you're crushing coal, you can't crush coal. Yes, you can. And you're what? Now, I have to crush it before it will give me a recipe? I'm guessing I've made that somewhere else then, if it's doing that. Okay, so... I mean, we need half a transport belt, basically. And this is producing 0.4, so 2 of these. Do 0.8 of a belt. And what do you do? You're a quarter. So 2 of those should do us half a belt, which means that it's 2 to 1. 1 to 1. Therefore, should be able to arrange this as a direct insertion. So we do that. Oops. And then that. Tricky parts can be the limestone, because I know we've got plenty of that. Cool, so that's half a belt of coke. Will you take it in as fuel? This is the question. Yes. Excellent. Okay. So we need to get it limestone. Is there a simple way of making limestone? Of course there isn't. It's a mod famed for its complexity. Limestone. No, that's lime. There we go, limestone. Light mud water, you see, which is the one we're doing. Green liquor and white liquor. Okay. Titanium pellets. Titanium. What titanium? Light mud, yeah. You see, it's this one down here that's making the bricks. It's this one. Which is the washing plant. So, options. We could, you know, like train it up or what have you. Probably easier just to do a gigantic pipe from the nearest water. Doesn't this have like water balls in it? Isn't that something I've got? Yes, it does. Groundwater ball. Thermal water ball. I mean, I haven't even touched that side of it as well. It's another one. Oh, mechanic in the game that I've just not gone in. Oh, I've got some. Okay. So I can use them to get water. They're horribly inefficient, but so what? Yeah, and we want to put them on the other side, but that means ordering up whatever machine that is, which is a washing plant. Where are the washing machines? Gas refinery. Do. Washing machine. There we go, washing plant. Have we got any level 2s? We have, wow. Oh, hello, Baker Magician. Shocking Friday Franks, something. Yes, yeah, it was a good one this week. I mean, it obviously didn't say much. It was a bit sort of dramatic, but they did, I mean, I don't know. They did exactly the same thing on the when it was Volcanus, didn't it? It was just like a little story time. Did they reveal anything on that one? I can't remember if they did or not. But yes, shocking with the lightning. Are those my washing plants coming in? Nope. On the way. 10. Okay. The revealed resources, that was about it. Yeah. They revealed one of the resources. Well, I guess maybe 2. They didn't really, unless they confirmed it on Discord or something, that the oil is something you can, you know, mine up. It could just be an environmental hazard, but it's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be that you can mine it or process it or something. The question with it, well, one of the ones will be whether it's infinite or not. So I wondered if maybe the lighter stuff, you know, the mixed oil is not infinite, but then the actual, you know, bits that look like, gashes in the ground are infinite. Have you brought me what I want? No, on the 118. Oh, they're so slow. Is that them? That's them, isn't it? Okay. Real resources, that was about it. They showed lava, calcite, tungsten, and the sulfur vents. Okay. Lava, calcite, tungsten. Yeah, so when they did Volcanus then, they didn't hide anything, as it were. So maybe those are the only ones we've got then. So the oil, the lava, not the lava, the lightning, and then the whatever that mixed, weird-looking one is. Yeah, we have zero idea what Factorio is on about. Obviously, there will be electricity into play. The obvious idea is Factorio will boost your power production. That might rule out geothermal energy from volcanoes, which would be a bit sad. Oh, I don't know. Well, we know, because I'm pretty sure I saw one of the devs confirm it, that the sulfur production releases like high temperature steam. So basically, you can run turbines that way, and I think that might be the answer to the whole, boundaries are incredibly expensive thing. Have you still not brought me these washing machines? Yes. Okay. Right. So what we need to do then is make limestone. We're going to have to get rid of that light mud water, but we can just dump that. Oh no, we have to put that in. Ow. Okay. How do we make that then? We also wash that. Oh, is this an end one? It is, isn't it? I remember this. We have to do a chain. Oh, it's a pain. Because don't we have to dredge it? This is annoying. Yeah, we have to do this whole chain here. Oh, bum. I don't think I need all of these though. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a dredge, or whatever it calls it, seafloor pump. Crikey, not even sure I've made any of them. I guess we could handcraft a few. But that means also we're not going to be able to use the bore. And does that do a physical output, or is that a... No, it pipes it. And that means we're going to have to get rid of mud again. Okay. So we'd need the light mud water. Can I get a nice arrangement of that? I don't think I can I? Can I flip it or no? Because I really want it there, I guess. And then... Which one is it? It's taking in light mud water. Which is that one. That one needs concentrated mud water. That one needs heavy mud water. That one needs viscous mud water. Oh, which isn't on there. That must be what comes out of the seafloor pumps. See. Oh, you put it in there, which means I've got it somewhere. Where are they? There they are. Oh. See, they're quick to take it away, but bringing it over, that bloody takes ages. Right, okay. Am I even making those, though? It was in the mess here, wasn't it? No. So, how can we have 0 when I've just built one? Let's make a couple of them then. Thankfully, Volcanus is full of coal for boilers and it's 4 times solar power. I think the theory is correct that the original 3 machines will correlate not just to one planets but also to the module boosts production speed and efficiency. Factorio boosting speed makes a ton of sense, but the enormous question mark in my mind... Whoops. Let's just scroll. Question mark in my mind is what the heck mechanic is going to be on Bacchus. Was it not you that was... I think you're right, basically. I think it's organic. Unless that wasn't you. I'm pretty sure that was. That was you commenting that? Where am I going to get water from? Because we seem to be almost exactly equidistant from 2 bits of water. Because these have to go on the actual water surface. I can't, because I don't think I have water fill on this, do I? No. Okay. Let's get in my car and do a great big pipe thing. Ah! Yes, it suggested agricultural. Do hope Bacchus is a lovely planet. Currently we have 2 extremely barren ones. Yeah, they're both very dead, aren't they? And we know that one of them are... Well, we don't know, but obviously the suspicion on the other one is it's frozen. So I can't see that being particularly life-heavy. What is a bit odd, I don't know if you noticed, but we've heard nothing else about biters. Or enemies at all, really. And... let's put them there. And do these need power? I can't remember. No, okay, that's cool. When it's done like the... I mean, it could be, obviously, that they just... Oh, that was stupid. Why did you do that? You know, they're saving a lot of surprises and all that sort of stuff, which would be cool. But when it showed, like, the, you know... Factoriopedia and stuff like that, there wasn't any real... They'd hidden it, I suppose, hadn't they? But, you know, normally when they show what's on a planet, the biters are just part of that. You know, they're not on a separate tab or anything. And it almost implied that both of these planets, or certainly the Volcanus actually, maybe they've taken any biters or enemies away, which would be a real shame. I mean, I know quite a lot of the player base doesn't play with, you know, with biters on, but yeah, I do hope we do get some kind of horrible monster or 2. Stick a pump in, since we've got this power here. Oops. Also, while these crafting screens are overwhelming, I'm glad Dev chose a more conservative approach to adding into decent recipes. Extremely coy about new enemies and game mechanics, but that saving up for something special could also just be the graphics need. But well, I'm pretty certain on that one. I mean, I said in the video, it's made me a bit more confident, but it has been feeling for a while like perhaps the art is quite a long way off, you know, because it's not easy, but not quite as time consuming. Adding in a new mechanic like, I don't know, what was the one they added recently, the you know, quality or something like that, maybe. But actually building, you know, or designing and animating the thing, something like the recycler or what have you, is not quick and easy. Okay. Let's go grab my car. Art was never their strong suit. Thankfully, their devs never seem to tire of tinkering with mechanics or bug fixing, so they'll happily plunking away artists' work away. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't. You know, I really like the art of Factorio, but and they've obviously, I mean, Arundel's stuff is really, you know, evocative and cool and stuff. So, and then it needs loads of regular water, which, as I say, we should be able to bore in. Hopefully, it'll do 1-to-1. But don't they all produce? Yeah, they all produce like a byproduct, basically. Oh, they're not going to fit in there, are they? Let's do it this way then. Oh, helps if you connect the pipe, doesn't it? way? Of course it is. I've been, well, I posted on the thing, I think you might have seen it, but I was sort of, do I do another video on it? Because there's loads of stuff, you know, it's like a ripe area for speculation as to what some of these things are, and maybe what the buildings are and stuff like that. But problem is, so how much do you actually produce? Because that looks pretty pathetic. 0.09 of a transport belt. That is pathetic. Let's have a look at just items a minute then. $540 required. 5,400 produced. Okay. Is that constant across all of them? This appears to be. Yeah. So we can actually support a lot of these, which is good. Because then we can do the proper numbers, can't we? So if I take this one up here, pop the limestone there at some point, maybe just pipe that bit over. How many would I actually need to do, although they're going to have to be staggered, aren't they? Why have I put them there? And I need to put an insert on. No, I don't. That'll be fine. Okay, so how many would produce half a transport belt? 6 we would need then, or possibly 5. Let's do that. And then maybe we do, because they're quite slow, so I could longhand it. At least wait for new photo effects. If trend continues, they do a resource mechanics overview for Factorio next week. Yeah, I say that was where I was coming from. Plus, of course, it just lets me chill out rather than spend. So I'm not a good editor. You know, it takes me absolutely ages to do the edits. So you know, the opportunity just to play the game rather than spend an entire day editing would not go amiss. There you go. Pop that. But yeah. What I think I might do is just put some notes down. You know, this is what I'm thinking. I could always do almost do next week's one as a. Well, this is what I thought. Trouble is, I could make myself, you know, pretend I was some sort of genius and just write down everything that was actually revealed. But yeah, I think I might put some thoughts down, and then stuff they don't cover, I can then, you know, just talk about in that. But it's like I put on the blog post on the thing that it looks the debris looks an awful lot like a crashed platform, space platform thing. Is there any solid? Oh. There is solid, of course there is, because that's the whole point of doing that. Yeah, idiot. Like that. Why have I put them in there? No, that's in the right place. Why aren't you working then? Oh, you are working. You just don't have any output. Why didn't you say so? Okay, so I've trapped that in. That's well done. Right. How much would they actually produce? Was it a belt's worth? Or 3.2. Wow. Okay. So that's like express belt. Which is 1.6. I don't think I've made a single piece of express belt. Okay. Right. We need to get rid of the mud anyway. As you do, gotta get rid of the mud. And since this is the last of these, let's just stick it in a box. Why did I do that? Box, box, box. There it is. Cool. If it's in a box, it's not my problem. Right. There's no water in those pipes. These water balls are rubbish. Will you tell me how much it's... No, it never does it? But it could be... No, I think it's just... In fact, it's maybe... Chuck a load on. Cool. So now we have the problem. I guess what I could do is like fast belt that, maybe divert it over. We could put that to where it's powered, and then we could have maybe 2 fast belts, but these are going to need loads of inserters on them, and then I'm also going to have to find a way of like why don't I just move this over? Move this. Where would be a good place if we'd stick it good way out the way? Wait, I was trying to line it up with the water pipe and missed. No, missed again. Would that work? Yeah. So that's lined up with the water pipe. Basically, I then need to add that onto that, don't I? So, why did I do that? If I could do something very weird, so I'll do it backwards. Oops. Because it's only a yellow belt, isn't it? Yeah. So we do that. And then kind of blend them together here. It's a very strange way of doing things. Right, so at the moment we've got lots of that going on. So they're all on the outside. Feels like I got my maths completely wrong there. But that's what it's saying. So, I don't need those two bits, do I? In fact, I do. Let's do it again. So, in terms of fast transport belts, we're getting 1.6 fast transport belts. Wow. Okay. What the heck are we doing with it then? We are just turning it into molten iron, I think. Is that right? Because we get loads of iron ingots out. Iron ingots. Usage. And we stick in oxygen and we get steel. So where this is beneficial, and I guess the idea is that this whole strandy recipe, I thought it was the strandy recipe that was where the benefit was, but it isn't, basically. As it turns out, the benefit comes from being able to manufacture loads and loads of iron ingots out of, you know, less ore, and then you can do what we had before. But now let's use the strand one. So, if we're trying to do the usage, will we do the strand one? Or is that not? Okay, so if I just do blast furnaces. Alright, so it's the same. Yeah, of course it's the same thing. But this time we're not bothering to turn any of it because I've set it up before to turn it into iron ore, which is not necessary because we get so much extra stuff. Where am I going to put these? I think since this is kind of the end of what we're doing, we'll just stick them on the end. But this time we make steel ingots. But what's the maths? So, how much will you actually process? In terms of fast transport, you will take 0.4 and we're getting 1.6. So 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6. So 4 of these. Okay. Now, where can we put them? Because we've got oxygen here already. Oh. Where can I take that? Maybe if I pass it up the back here. That's what she said. Up there. Just move that one up. Okay. Flip those round. We can easily connect them in the right place. Do. What are we getting out of here? We're getting steel ingots. And it's a 4-to-1. So, if I put... Well, let's just pop two of these on. Okay. Maybe I push this all the way up, basically. And then I can just take these sort of round the back. Because is that right? Is that going to process 1.6 fast belts? But it only produces 0.4. No, missed. This Tuesday, a game called Nightingale comes out, which is a survival game. Which I've kind of had my eye on. I wouldn't be able to play it on the other thing, but I'm considering, now that I've given my... Should we call it notice? I've given notice, but now that I've told them at work I am not doing any more overtime on this damnable project. So I could just do crude. Push it over balancing, couldn't I? Do that and that. and that. But it means I might be able to stream it on Wednesday, so I might get bonus streaming maybe. So if we do push it right. Oops. Priority right. Push it over, please. So yeah, thinking about it, but knowing me, I won't bother. Just be super lazy as per. It's a while since I did a. Oh, it needs fuel as well, doesn't it? Flipping blast furnaces. Flipping blast furnaces. Right. So how about we do that? Where would that need to come up? There. So we filter it to. Is it Coke or crushed thingy? Come on, you got to be in here somewhere. Coke, there you go. Do I mention that? Just somewhat random. In terms of this series, as say this will be it. We'll finish off with the rocket launch. I think. Right, so this should only be. Is it 0.4 of a fast belt? So yeah, so 0.8 of a regular belt. So not quite a belt. Now maybe I bring it down this way. And we can take it somewhere else. Yeah. Cool. Then, what do we do with it now? We then turn it into molten steel. Isn't this where there's... Oh. Steel powder. Okay. Oh. No? I thought this is where the strand casting came in. What do you do? Because you make sheets... Oh, we have to turn it into molten steel first. Okay. So we've got to turn it into ingots and then turn it and then molten it. Okay. That seems weird. So that's an induction furnace. I got some of them. Okay. If you're doing molten steel, what's your maths? Because we've got 0.8 of a transport belt. Wait, I've done the maths wrong again, haven't I? Because that says 3.2. Oh, and it's transport belts. So 0.4 of a fast. You handle 0.15, so 3 will cover us off. Do you also need fuel? No, okay. What, you're an induction furnace, so that makes sense. Okay. Get the impression that these types of mods are going to be a lot more complicated than Space Age, particularly in the whole. Why did I pick that up? That's idiotic. I don't think well, we kind of know because they've said it, and like philosophically, it's what they intended. But you won't get, assembly machine level 15. That's kind of why we get the furnace. Because it's like that already. So, once you've got molten steel, Then do we strand cast it? No, that would be a liquid, wouldn't it? Would it? Molten steel. Usage. Yes, we get into the whole sheet steel coil. I think the benefit here is like speed and stuff. Steel rods, wow. Okay. What do you use? You use the strand casting machine. You know, I think it's just one machine probably can handle like all of it, maybe. And then some. So I put that way too close, didn't I? So if that's items a minute, 8,100. No, 1,200. Okay. So we're going to need loads then, aren't we? Net machines. 2.56. So it's only really handling half. So we're going to need like 6 of them. Okay. Okay. Oops. Does look like they went down the big machine route. Every mod seems to be obsessed with big machines. Does that work? So is that 8,400? No, that's 7,200. Okay. One more on then. I bet there's actually an induction 2 or something that would be better. Or strand casting 2 that I should really have researched or built. But that is 8,400, which is what's supposed to be coming out of here. So let's do that. Okay. It needs water. Because I guess reasons. Let's just pop some of these bore jobs in if I've got any left. Where are they? There we go. Is that enough water? No. One of you going. Pipe isn't full, it's sticking along. Right. Now out of these comes your stranded stuff. But how much? Fast belt. Okay, so not even a quarter of a real belt. Level 1 belt. So we can stick all of that on there. And I believe a regular good old fashioned assembly machine. Because even though this performs way more complicated actions, and like loads and loads of them, that's 3x3, and that's 5x5. So I don't get the obsession with the big machines. What am I looking for? I guess I'm looking for something in metallurgy. Yep, here we go. Steel plate. Can I put prods in there? Oh, I can! Ah! So it is better. We can prod it. Good. But what's the... So we're getting 0.23 of a thing. That's only 0.1, so we would need like 3 machines. So you can put prod modules in it. Excellent. Can only put steel in. Wait, what? Is that... I've confused myself again. So, transport belt. So it takes in two of them taking 0.2. Reducing 233. Yeah, so we do need a third one. But it produces 1.5 transport belts worth. Wow, that is a massive jump. Do I need... Yeah, it's just my on there. And then... Oh. Put it there. Oops. One of them. 1.5 transport belts worth. Wow. So, yes, we need to red belt this all the way. Wow. Why have you stopped? I don't like that you've stopped. Why have you stopped? You're not getting ironing. Why are you not getting iron ingots? You're not getting limestone. You're not getting light mud water. Why not? Oh! Because some idiot didn't connect the pipe properly. There we go. I wish you'd said. All that steel, look at it all. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. No, leave me be, leave me be. You're running, you're running. Oh dear. It's still constrained by iron though. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, what a plonker. Why did I think that would work? Why don't I just... do something that involves common sense, eh? Oops. That's rubbish. Have we got some stuff here? Plate. Crikey, absolutely full. You're not full, are you? No, you are not. These in. Well, let's just trace it through. Grab that. Oh. Oh, rubbish. Iron ingots. Are we making 8? We are. Make sure everybody's running at rate and stuff like that. You're not running at all. Why is that? You're not getting coke. Did I do it? Oh, I did it. Idiocy again. But I did an idiocy again. Okay, let's put this iron ingot in. And there. Steel ingots in there. Okay. That's a bit tidier. How are we doing? 10 past 5. Cool. Let's trace it through then, as I say. So we're getting iron ore coming in. We are sticking that in that stuff. Getting it in there. Just chugging through. So this one seems to be struggling to put its stuff out. Which sort of makes sense as it's getting stuck on that belt. Why is that? Because it's not balanced, for one thing. Lane balance, that is. It is able to put it out, I guess. It's fine. They're all running. Putting the bits out. Loopy, 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 loopy. Okay. Not quite getting the molten stuff. But then we know that was slightly more machines than it needed, didn't it? So that's fine. Yeah, this is starting to eat back. It's now not getting pellets, because, yeah. This was never a full belt coming in before. And I say it's slightly constrained by the iron production, because this doesn't really use up the belt. Well, it looks like it's working now. It's actually processing the geodes and stuff. That's because cheating. I honestly don't know what you meant to do with all this sulfur. Cool. Should really, I guess, let more of it come up here. Particularly the nuggies. But then if I let it come up, it always gets stuck because I can't get the balance right. There we are. Sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 4, 6. Just halve this down. And this one as well. So maybe we'll go to make more stuff. Shouldn't need this at all. As I say, it gets stuck if I don't have it. Because it kind of needs a little bit of a, you know, stuff going that way. Oh look, I've got a weird extra insert. Maybe if I get rid of that altogether. See how it copes. Because the idea is you can take those two and stick them together to make the iron ore stuff, which is what you want. You want the iron ore. You don't really want the nugs and the pebbles. But say it seems to get stuck if you don't process them a bit. Well, let's see how we can go with just a couple of machines doing a few pebbles just to take out the sort of excess, and a few doing nugs. I mean, I shouldn't do that because, you know, I'm not making iron ore now. Oh, we've run out of fuel. Okay. That's because I didn't properly fix my error. Yeah, I should probably turn some of it into iron plate rather than, you know, what should we call it? But we'll see how we get on. Because it'd be great to be able to balance the output of this, basically. Would it be this one? Yeah. So iron ingots. Do a sort of 50-50 or some, or you know, have it logic controlled basically. So it either sends it to steel or iron, depending how full the train is. But in practice, this just gets jammed up. I'm surprised this isn't properly consuming. Oh, it's because they were level 1s, weren't they? Not the level 2s. That's better. Yeah, there we go. So it is now a red belt consumption. Don't think your steel assemblers can keep up with their production, with the inserters. Which ones? The steel assemblers. These ones. The maths is slightly off on some of on these. These aren't eating all of the. I don't mind. It's not fully processing through, basically. Say the math is ever so slightly off. You know, like we've got this, it should be basically the right amount of limestone, it's just backing up instead. Yeah, it's struggling to empty these for some reason. But doing okay here. Interesting. I think it's that thing of, you know, using these rubbish, not really a balancer, but, you know, not really a lane, you know, balancer. Because you see how it's stuttering. I think that's the problem, basically. So what it could do, just as a sort of a workaround, is add an extra one on. Oh, the other problem, I bet there's not enough oxygen coming in. No, there isn't. Didn't occur to me that. Because we've still got a very old way of making whatchamacallit? Thingy. You know, the stuff. Oxygen. Clearly not really helped though. It's a massive number of solar panels missing. Oh dear. Yeah, here we go. So this is the oxygen production. And it's all horribly inefficient and rubbish. Because this is electrolyzer 1, and I think I've actually got level 3 electrolyzer. Do you only need 4 of the steel wingers? Yeah. I was wondering if their consumption was high enough at 4. Might be why they were backing up. No, so it's just, I think it's that thing, as I say, where, you know, because it's all on one side, and I'm doing the pushover balancing, which means that a lot of the time it's, you know, it's not all going into one belt, if you see what I mean. So it's getting a pause effect where it hits the end. Oh, was it here? Missed that one. Because it can't flow, basically. So all of these will be running slightly under productivity. But it's just because of how, you know, how terrible of a design that is, basically. So there you go. These should all be emptying properly now. Yeah. Productivity modules in. Look at that. That's really pretty awesome. I mean, this is way more steel than I was making. In fact, to the extent that, look, it's basically filling, not quite, but it's basically filling a Lela belt. I mean, not that, you know, without running with a massive deficit that I've made even worse by, you know, turning it all off and building this, but... Cool, and there is another level, I believe. Oh, you're not doing anything. Oh, well, you wouldn't be, because you've not got white science, have you? And you cost 2,000 anyway, so... Oh. Oh, that's level 7. Idiot. So the 1,001. We could go and do that. I guess we could launch the rocket. You see, this, you basically crush this stuff to make pebbles because the maths doesn't quite work out. So that gives you more pebbles, which then gives you the ability to turn nuggets and pebbles into ore. And so you're getting a sort of a bit like a Coverec style feedback loop where you're getting more iron ore out. So, you know, we are producing loads of this stuff. In fact, they're still not quite consuming a red belt, are they? Maybe it's because this actually... Does this produce slightly more than a red belt? Oh, it does. Why have I put it on a yellow belt then? What I did there. But even so, you're not eating it all, are you? So what are these consuming? So they're only eating 1.067, but I'm producing 1.3. Why have I done that? Because we could also then turn that into iron ore, couldn't we? Iron stuff rather than... Can't wait for lava so we can dump excess. Yeah. Recycler would also be nice for any part you want to get rid of, but still fancy the resources. Yeah, it's interesting they've introduced 2 mechanics for dumping stuff. Why have you... Oh, you stopped because of the oxygen. I need to go and fix that. But, yeah, so you can dump it over the overboard, you know, on the... in space. Just throw it out into space. I did like the... I don't know if it was meant ironically or what, but I did like the whole... you know, the engineer... Well, you know, in that description on the most recent one, you know, the engineer describes it as polluted and stuff, and it's like, well, you're the biggest, you know, source of pollution, you know, this system has encountered. So yeah, but don't I need to add oxygen as well to make iron ingots? So if I make iron plate, no, you're not intermediates, are you? In metallurgy? No, that's not metallurgy. No, you're not. Casting. There we go. So if we wanted to make it out of molten iron, see, we've got the equivalent sheet coil one for iron plate as well. Okay. So we have extra. What am I planning on doing with this? Let's just add it on. Something like that. But we can have another one here, maybe, that does... Wait. Don't need to do that, do I? Just feed it directly into inductions. Make iron ingots. No, we've got iron ingots. No, we need to make molten iron. It's weird, this. I don't get why we turn it into ingots and then turn it into things. That's the bit that keeps tripping me up. Because we're making molten iron and then doing the strandy thing. Oh, I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just leave it be. Let's go launch a rocket. Yeah, so it's weird we're getting... Well, I suppose it's 3 mechanics then, isn't it? We can chuck it in the lava. We can recycle it, which has a destruction component, as it were. You don't get as much out as you put in. And we can chuck it into space, so... I don't know if they're adding that as a... just like an easier way... Because a lot of these mods, you end up with this type of situation, where you end up backing up of the wrong material and... You've got to rework your entire factory to rebalance it, or find a way of using the material, or, you know, kind of getting rid of it somehow. And so I think they might have introduced it as, like, you know, them, in order that people don't get stuck. You know, they don't end up, but how, you know, I need to smelt this, but I can't smelt this because I've got too much of that, and I can't do this because of that, and I can't do that because of this. Then ended up in a, you know, a broken loop. Oh, you know, a sort of infinite loop, rather. But so I do wonder if they've added them for that reason, you know, because it sounded like you were going to be able to get ridiculous amounts of iron and copper and stuff out of asteroids as you're flying around. And since you're collecting it on the journey, you could just transport it down to the planet. But maybe you get so much that, you know, it's kind of not worth... it's more pain to deal with than keep it. You know, why waste time transporting it down to a planet if you're just going to, you know, you've got no real use for it. So you might as well just chuck it overboard. And I think they just introduced those mechanics kind of as an admission of that. Right, so let's launch this rocket, and that's officially it done then. There we go. So that, I say, is officially the mod, you know, done, as it were. Obviously not, but I'll just stick it on auto launch, I think. Actually, maybe let's control it a bit. It's not got any RCs. Why is it not making any RCUs? Oh, it is. It's just so slow. Okay. Right. What next then? It's only half an hour left, isn't it? We could either go and fiddle on about add on iron plate to here. You see, we're not lacking iron plate in the machines. Guess we could add the oxygen in. Where is that coming around? There we go. Bolster this up. Yeah, let's go and do that. Just turn that on. Dump the rubbish. Wait, where am I going? We want electrolyzer 3s, don't we? That's what we want. It's right here. What are we waiting for? This is going to be a big improvement for me. It's like one of those big ones that, you know, is almost sort of hidden and people don't really think about. But the whole... Where the heck are they? Is that... No. You know, the fact that it'll have assigned that job to some bot that's halfway across the factory. And that a crawler bot, super slow one, you know? Yeah. That's a massive, massive improvement for me personally, because I find it quite annoying how dumb it is with the robots. Right. Which way around is it? That way around. Yep. So hopefully that will help. That's making 12,000 oxygens. This is consuming 9,000 oxygens. So that should be okay. Feels weird having so much steel. Need to upgrade that belt, didn't I? I didn't do it all. And if we make that fast, that should help out. Look at it all. That production rate is crazy. Real steel, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess the train's still doing trips to fill up and stuff. Pick up, there we go. Don't even think it's got a... No, it's just literally a direct injection. Guess we could go and add a storage thing on. Where the heck have I left my car? Over there. Oh. Typical. Run out of fuel. Oh! What did I hit then? Oh. No. Right, so let's add a storage tank in. There. There. I think I moved that for no reason. I picked it up for no reason. There you go. Okay, so that'll give a bit of a buffer. I'll just direct injection. So we do have still more. Always got more, which is always good. Okay, so if they're making steel ingots, we've got iron ingots. So the point is that we can make... Crikey. You're bibbing their horn really loud? We could make... I get the right thing. We could make these iron sheet coils. So there's loads of mechanics left in this that I just haven't touched. There's this whole coolant stuff, you know. There's a whole nother level to this. You know, there's this. Well, it's copper, obviously. We could do that one, but there you go. Iron smelting, iron casting 2. Which, you know, we could do that one, I guess, now. Let's get rid of that for the time being. But yeah, there's then the sheet coil, you know, with coolants. We have to get into the whole coolant thing. Which is reminiscent of where I believe SpaceX goes. There's how you got your extra strand casting, next level up. And then your advanced steel casting with coolants and all that sort of stuff. So there's a whole other tier of, you know, productivity and production. It is an odd aspect to these mods, I guess. I mean, it's not surprising in a sense, but a lot of them I have found that you can finish the game and it's only like halfway through what they offer. Which I suppose, you know, the community, the Factorio community, has kind of done the same thing with meg basing, but yeah, it's sort of interesting that these mods are designed around that sort of thing. You know, more for more sake. Which is actually kind of the core of why I never really, you know, played any until recently. Because more for more sake is not entirely my cup of tea. I just randomly stuck 3 in there. There's absolutely no logic behind that at all. I guess we could do some more strand casting. Since we've just unlocked it. And again, I don't know. There were more there, weren't there? So I don't know, sticking. Where was I? Oops. And put some power on it. Copy the recipe. Some water. And your bores. Got to get your bores in. Oops. I guess. Just strands out. It's a strand game. Hideo would be proud. There. And then oops, did it again. Plate. Why have you run out? Molten stuff, because that's not coming through. Because really this should be express belt. Okay. How long is that? Long enough. Right. I can move that. Just thinking maybe I tweak that around there somehow, but I don't know how I'd get it around there. Would it reach if it was... Not really. I guess it's just the extra, isn't it? Not too much, but do that. An extra row there, potentially. That, of course, can come all the way back to there. Turn the power off by accident. Bloody-minded refusal to just do the sensible thing and rebuild it properly. Okay, so instead of that, we've got that over there, say. I mean, it was meant to be a spaghetti base, so that's my excuse. That'll do. Bunch of rubbish. Who cares? Did it ever upgrade all of this? About here. Just on the last bit. Cool. So then... upgrade all of that. Cool. So you're basically going from a red belt of, you know, iron ore, which would be a fifth of a belt of steel. So way, 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 way more. That's, you know, like whatever it was, 3/4 of a belt of steel. Red belt steel. No, you haven't got any enough stuff. No, I don't know. Fussy. Why is this area of oxygen? Oh, okay. We can't process the scrap in time. Right, fine. More crushing. There is actually something you can do with slag. I think you reprocess it to get even more iron out of it. I believe. Wrong way. No, right way. Because this is slag, I believe. usage. There's a use for sulfuric acid then. Huh, okay. But yeah, you can crush it to stone. Certainly concrete, which I'm already doing, and the third one is sulfuric acid. So that, I say, that's obviously one of the things you're meant to do with all this ridiculous amount of sulfur. So you turn it into slag slurry. Slag slurry. What do you do with that then? You could whack it with water and get mineral sludge and more sulfuric wastewater. Void it, obviously. So there's two recipes on that. One with a coal filter and one with a ceramic filter. Mineral sludge then. Oh, I don't know what. I don't want to use mineral sludge. I want to work out what we do with it. There you go. You can turn it into iron ore. Or copper ore, or whatever you're missing, you see. Oh, oh, interesting. So that's how you get extra pebbles and stuff. Ah. Oh, something went wrong. Nice. Yeah, there is loads to this mod that I'm just not even going anywhere near. Did I bring... I didn't bring that. I put in that iron thing. And then I just left it there. Of course I did. Right. So that's what you meant to do with the sulfuric acid. Oops. Well, that's what you meant to do. What I'm gonna do is add this in here, ran a bit of coal on the floor. Plug it in. It's only the leftovers basically doing this. Oh, and also, of course, we could do prods in these. That maths is all wonky and stuff as well. So what's happened here then? Why have you stopped? You've done it again, you see. So, because this is the problem. This is why it keeps backing up and why I kept adding this smelting back in. Because you end up with loads and loads of nugs. And the only way you can get the nuggets processed is by crushing the ore. And this is difficult to balance. As you see, it's pushing it all through, but not producing enough. So, flip it over to the left. Now they'll crush it. So that gives us more pebbles. But yeah, clearly that mineral sludge process. In fact, I think I'm actually doing that somewhere. Not sure that's not what this is. Yeah. This is your mineral sludge. Because that's you get geodes out of it as well. There's a whole thing with that. So, what was the... Oops. Chain with that. Crystal slurry, wasn't it? Because you can make the slag. The slag slurry. Right. Yeah, slag slurry. And then when you filter that... But you can do coal filtering, can you? Okay. Which slurry am I doing here? camera slowly. Because these are cold filters. So I could take something extra up there, you see. I mean, it's 6 o'clock, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not playing this again. I have enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than Bob's. There's a lot. It's almost a big puzzle element to it. I can see what people say, one of the comments people made when I was thinking about doing Just Angels, is there is very little. I mean, he's got. Actually, I don't know if it's a bloke or not. But you know, it has got some extra. That got added in actually when I was doing it, but you know, it's got like this pestilence spreader, which is like another you know, weapon thing. But as you can see, there's not actually too much. You got that cannon turret there. We didn't really add a lot of combat things, but it does add biters in. I'm glad I put it on passive because, and it seemed to get added in. I don't think it was there when I started, but they I've added in the these things, the old alien artifacts, which I always found to be an incredibly annoying mechanic because you don't want to. Just picking them up was just like the worst. And you see, it does have tanks, but these are quite late game. It's blue science, but I seem to recall crafting them is actually, yeah. Oh, it's not too bad, is it? Yeah. So it's not as bad as all that, but you know, it doesn't add too many combat things, and yet it does have extra biter types and stronger biters and stuff. So it must be quite tough if you are playing it properly. You know, and you're not, you know, not that familiar with the thing. Like, you see this whole other thing that I haven't touched. Powderization. For the crystal shards and all this sort of stuff. I say there is absolutely loads left. But yes, I think I've got the idea. I don't really fancy doing an Angels mega base to be launching rockets. I guess we could send another one off if we've made one. I doubt we have. Where is it? No. No, only halfway there. So we've done one rocket. So there we go. Right, yes, so let's pop the schedule up. I will be back tomorrow, where I will save this. Be continuing on with the Dyson Sphere program playthrough. I'll be honest, I'm still umming and erring about binning that series off. I mean, I love the game, and I'll happily play it through again. But I'm kind of thinking, if my aim is to play through SpaceX, and you know that's meant to be 300 hours, doubling up the Factorio streams to add in another guaranteed 6 hours, another guaranteed 3 hours, as well as what I can now actually play sort of in the evening, makes a lot of sense. Considering I've basically kind of done everything in the Dark Fog update. I've not done the space combat as it currently is. We know that they are, excuse me, updating that and improving it and adding a whole extra thing to it. But there's the whole corvettes and all that sort of stuff. And destroyers that I can build. They're going to take a while. I mean, I'm not going to be done with it for a good couple of streams. The question is whether I then go on and build a Dyson Sphere. You know, it always takes ages. I mean, it's fun, but considering I could play a bit more SpaceX instead and maybe get close to doing that. The other thing I really want to do is a vanilla playthrough as kind of a salute to and send off to 1.0. Maybe do it as like a tutorial type of thing, but that feels like more like a let's play, maybe partially scripted type videos than a live stream series. So yeah, I think if I do that, it'll be videos. So I think what I'm saying is that the focus is going to shift to SpaceX for the streams. So we will start next weekend with the Saturday Factorio stream, and we will probably shift the DSP stream to Factorio as well and continue that SpaceX playthrough. The streams will be uninterrupted now. We have Easter at the end of March. I know it's actually at different times in different countries, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks away. So there's absolutely no interruptions until then. There will then be 4 weeks until I've scheduled holiday. I will probably take more holiday because of all the overtime I worked. So we might pop in a few bonus streams as well. You never know. And as I say, I'm interested in starting Nightingale. I've not played a survival game properly in absolutely ages, and that looks quite pretty. It also has dirigibles in it, which are blimps basically. So eventually, I don't know how long it takes to get there. You seem to be able to build, dirigibles, so basically blimps, and that sounds quite fun. So yes, I'm interested in playing that as well. Whether I try and do that as co-op or something, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I'm blathering on as per usual. The basic point is back tomorrow, same time, Dyson Sphere program. Back next week, same time, Factorio. That was a lot quicker, wasn't it? The other thing I usually promote is my YouTube channel, which has all the VODs on for this series and loads of series, loads of Factorio, etc., etc. But also every Friday I do a video reading through, analysing, and speculating about the Factorio Friday facts. It's always a great deal of fun. I know some of you watching and some of you commenters on here also comment on there, and that's very much appreciated. It's great to chat through with people what their ideas are and thoughts. I know it's never done seriously. It's always just for fun, and I just come up with whatever comes into my head and think it through, and then the week after or on Reddit somebody completely blows a hole in my theory, but it's all great fun. So yeah, if that's of any interest to you, then those videos, as I say, go up every Friday. And that's it for this week. So if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.